Judge Rebecca Collins leaned back in her chair and smirked. The packed courtroom was silent. At the defense table sat Marcus Turner, a quiet black man wearing a simple dark suit. He looked calm, almost too calm. Judge Collins didn't like that. For weeks, she had watched defendants walk into her courtroom scared and defeated. Marcus was different. He never looked worried, never raised his voice, never argued. And that confidence irritated her. The prosecutor stood. "Your Honor, the defendant's claims have no merit." Judge Collins nodded immediately. "I agree." Marcus quietly looked up. The judge rolled her eyes. "Mr. Turner, you're wasting everyone's time." A few people in the gallery laughed. The judge smiled. Then she added something she would soon regret. "Honestly, you're nobody." The room became quiet. Marcus stared at her. Not angry, not offended, just calm. The judge continued. "People like you always think you're more important than you really are." Several attorneys exchanged uncomfortable looks. Even the prosecutor seemed surprised. Marcus slowly stood. "Are you finished, Your Honor?" The judge frowned. "Excuse me." Marcus repeated himself. "Are you finished?" The courtroom fell silent. Nobody spoke. The judge tightened her jaw. "You should be more concerned about your own situation." Marcus nodded. "That's exactly why I'm here." The hearing continued. Every motion filed by Marcus's attorney was denied. Every objection ignored. By the end of the afternoon, Judge Collins looked satisfied. She picked up the sentencing documents. "This court finds sufficient cause to proceed." The prosecutor smiled. Marcus remained calm. Then he stood once more. "Before the court continues, I'd like to submit one final document." Judge Collins laughed. "No." Marcus smiled slightly. "Actually, Your Honor, I think you'll want to see this." The room instantly became quiet. Marcus reached into a briefcase. Several deputies became alert. Then he removed a black folder marked with a federal seal. The judge frowned. "What is that?" Marcus placed it on the table. "Confidential. Federal investigation." The prosecutor's smile disappeared. Judge Collins stared. Marcus calmly opened the folder. Inside were photographs, financial records, wire transfers, witness statements. The judge's expression changed. "What is this supposed to mean?" Marcus looked directly at her. "It means this case was never about me." The room fell silent. Then Marcus removed a badge. "FBI." Gasps spread throughout the courtroom. The prosecutor stepped backward. Judge Collins looked stunned. Marcus opened the badge holder. "Special Agent Marcus Turner." Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The judge blinked repeatedly. "This isn't possible." Marcus calmly continued. "For the last 17 months, I've been leading a federal investigation into judicial corruption." The courtroom erupted into whispers. Reporters jumped to their feet. The judge's face turned pale. Marcus opened another folder. Then another. Every document pointed toward the same person. Judge Rebecca Collins. Hidden payments. Case manipulation. Private communications. Undisclosed financial benefits. The judge gripped the bench tightly. "You can't prove any of this." Marcus pressed a button. A recording echoed through the courtroom. Her voice. Discussing case outcomes. Discussing favors. Discussing defendants she wanted convicted. Gasps filled the room. The prosecutor lowered his head. Several attorneys looked horrified. Then the courtroom doors opened. Federal agents entered. One after another. The room became completely silent. A senior FBI supervisor approached the bench. "Judge Rebecca Collins, you are now the subject of a federal corruption investigation." The judge looked frozen. Marcus calmly closed the folders, then looked directly at her. A few hours earlier, she had called him nobody. Now everyone in the room knew the truth. Marcus nodded. "You thought I was powerless." Silence. The courtroom watched. The reporters watched. The agents watched. Then Marcus delivered one final sentence. "The only reason I was sitting at that table was because you were sitting at yours." And for the first time in years, Judge Rebecca Collins had absolutely nothing to say.